My name is Katey Denno, and I'm a makeup artist, and you may have seen me recently on the chalkboard talking about how to look your best on a Zoom call. And when my friend, the chalkboard's editor, Suzanne Hall, asked if I would do a follow-up video about how to look your best on a Zoom date, I said, yeah, absolutely. It's a lot of the same. And after 4 years of a long-distance relationship, prior to the pandemic, I know a thing or two about trying to look your best in front of a camera, as well as for the past 15 years helping my clients look great on red carpets and photo shoots and all that kind of stuff. So everything that I'm about to present, of course, is to be taken with a grain of salt, because it all boils down to what's your vibe, what's the aesthetic that you're trying to present, and what's your comfortability level. So for a lot of you, it's going to be, I don't need any of this stuff. I'm going to sit with my phone at whatever angle I want and whatever angle is most comfortable to me. And I'm going to put my hair in a top knot and not do anything to my face. But for those of you who are interested in makeup, are thinking about these kinds of things and want a little direction, I got it for you. So first things first, and that is lighting. Lighting is everything, and it's everything because it fills in the parts of our faces that we may be watching sink. We may feel badly about our blemishes, and lighting can help blast those out. We may feel badly about some wrinkles that we may not have ever had before and now are seeing creep in. Lighting is great for that. I'm going to show you just how great. Oh, do you see my ring light? So that is, see? So now take a close look. Which would you prefer to present yourself with? This, where you see all of the bags and all the lines and everything in my face, or this delightful eye candy? A light is beautiful, and it's not a lie. So I suggest either position yourself, if it's a daytime date, in front of a bright window, or if it's evening, you can grab 2 lamps, take the lampshades off or not, and allow that light to just cascade over your face. Another thing you want to think about when you're setting the scene is, what's the vibe behind you? You probably don't want to be in your bathroom like I am right now. You might want to have some candles, a plant, a cat, whatever, your bookshelf, something that speaks to who you are and what your interests are, and what your aesthetic is. Because in addition to this being showcased on a Zoom camera, everything behind you will be too. So it's something to think about in advance. Okay, and also the angle. So can you see how I'm showing a little bit of cleavage. I'm showing to the top of my head. You know, this is usually the area that you want to be showcasing, because look, this is just not as cute, right? And you definitely don't want to just be this. Well, maybe you do. So play around with where that is. You also don't want the camera to be facing up your nose. We've all been on Zooms with people who are not paying attention in that realm, or so high. You don't want to set your laptop so high and sit on the floor in front of the couch so that it's showcasing just kind of straight down on your head. You want this so that the person feels like they're talking to you face to face, right? Okay, now on to the skin. So one thing that's great about Zoom is that it sends our image pixelated. It's great because if you are having a breakout, if you have a lot of melasma, if you have lots of lines that you feel self-conscious about, whatever, bags under your eyes, this is a great time to date, because Zoom really does kind of give a soft blur to all of that. And but the one drawback is that Zoom tends to take away the gorgeous glow that skin has in its pixelization. So one of the things that I suggest to folks is to amp up your glow. You want to do it, whereas in person it kind of looks like too much, but on camera it's going to look just right. And so one of the ways to do that is to tap on a little bit of, I would never suggest a petroleum-based product, but like an unpetroleum-based product. So some sort of balm. This one's from Uli's. This one is from Beneath Your Mask. There's so many different great balms out there. This one's from Grown Alchemist. It's a lip balm, but I often use it on the body. So for example, for this area, I put a little bit on. Can you see? My skin looks luminous. My skin glows when I move. The thing is, you want to think about what image you want to convey during this? Is it all about you're looking for a brainiac connection and like you would never show this part because you're not thinking about a physical relationship? So you want to be mindful and strategic in that sense. And strategic is where it's at with applying a balm. So do you see how that immediately makes my cheeks glow? But it's not too much. So in addition to that on the cheeks, you might also want to put a little bit of shimmer. So can you also see that I have some, let's see, what did I do with it? Some highlighter that I put on before, and they play so nicely together. This is one from Kaya Weiss, super clean, green beauty brand. I dropped it right before starting this video, so you can see it's broken, but it's absolutely gorgeous. And yes, you can put powder on top of cream if you're careful. Look at that. So if you like that look, this is a great way to get it. You can also bring some of that down here. It's gonna read super well. Gorgeous. So in addition to making sure that your highlight is in the right place, I wanna show you. So I gave myself, I thought a lot about it. What would I be the most comfortable enhancing? Would it be a little bit of an eye? Do I feel like I wanna have a bold lip to draw attention to the lip, whether that's a bright color, a deep color, or a lot of gloss? You have so many options. Again, it's all about your personal preference. You might just tie your hair in a knot and put on some lip balm and call it a night, and that's you, and that's great. But if you are interested in experimenting, one suggestion that I have is I really like this combo. So I don't know if you can tell, but I outlined the hell out of my lips. So that's one trick that makeup artists have been using for ages to make the lips look more full and alluring. It's not for everyone. There are lots of folks who say to me, can you make my lips look smaller? Or don't outline my lips, I like them just as they are. So it's really, again, personal preference. But one good thing about lip liner, regardless, is that the formula is such that it's gonna stay on longer because it's got a different wax in it. So there's a hard product as opposed to a softer lipstick. So laying that down first is likely to keep whatever you might put on top, whether it's a lip balm or gloss or lipstick, in place longer. Because who wants to be checking themselves to see how you look during a Zoom? Only if you take a quick bathroom break. So I like this lip gloss from Kosas. It's called the Lip Oil. So you'll want to think about what features do you want to accentuate. For me, it's all about more of a nude mouth and a little bit more drama on the eye. But one of the things that I was thinking would be really cool, these they're satin and a much longer wear than you're used to from any clean beauty brand lip product. This one is from Johnny Concert, and I love this color. It's fun. It would be a fun addition to let somebody stare at you with that on. So if that's your vibe, test out a few lipsticks in advance and go for it. It's, alluring. Showcasing your mouth is totally alluring. It's great for a date. It's also nice if you want to go with a glossy look. It's great because there's no chance of your hair flying if you have long hair or anything getting stuck to that gloss. So it's a very safe way to wear a gloss, safe time. So I also wanted to show you what I did on my eyes. So I just decided, instead of doing some like heavy liner, although I love a heavy liner, I went pretty neutral. I curled my lashes, I put on a bunch of mascara, and I took this Westman Atelier. It's for the cheeks. I put a little bit on here, but I also patted it onto my eyelids. Can you see? It doesn't stay put perfectly. First, I put down the Ilia liquid to powder eyeshadow, and then I topped it off with this. And I think it looks really good together. And it's not going to slide around too much. And then of course, everyone can benefit from a little help under the eyes. I've got a little bit of concealer. This one's from Ilia, but take whatever you have. Put a little bit here, a little bit here. You can call it a night. If you need a little bit of complexion clearing to make you feel most comfortable, this is a great time to test out foundations, because we know we can watch ourselves and see how they wear for hours on end. So this would be a great chance to test. There's so many wonderful ones on the market. Right now I have on a little bit. I use it kind of as concealer base from Exa. It's a clean beauty brand from Credo, EXA. And so that's what is making my skin look so even and still glowy. I think that might be it for makeup things, but I wanted to talk about a few other things. So for me, every makeup application with a celeb starts with some sort of scent that I introduce to the application, to the room. I love this. It's a beautiful CBD, delicious essential oil blend. This one's called Relax, which, you know, if you're getting on a date, you might really need a little relaxation, or you might want this love potion from Tata Harper. I love the scent of this. So again, like, this is only for you because it's not a date in person. So you're giving yourself what you need in order to feel your best, your most sexy, your most relaxed. Speaking of relaxed, these are two of my favorite CBD tinctures. This one's from Wildcat, and it has, there's no THC in this. It has a mint base, and this one does not have a mint base. So it depends on what you like the taste of, but I love both of those. And I feel like, you know, this could also be a good time if you had any interest. Ooh, I have one more deliciously scented thing that I forgot I wanted to show you. I have this on right now on my shoulders and just on my hands because I love the scent. It's from 54 Thrones, and it is their Ylang Ylang Egyptian Orange Blossom Body Balm. Oh my gosh, it smells like heaven. So it's like about creating the vibe, both internally, externally, in your space, all of that. And I also wanted to suggest that if you ever had any inkling to try fake lashes, this might be a good time for that because, like I said, the Zoom will pixelate you. If you don't do a great job getting it perfectly in place, you mess up with the glue, who cares? But one thing that I would suggest is that you test these out in advance so that you're not struggling 10 minutes before the date and then get onto Zoom and feel like, I shouldn't have done that. I think that concludes my thoughts on how to look best on a Zoom date. I wish you all the absolute best. I know how difficult online dating can be, but I also know how wonderful it is. My boyfriend's inside making dinner right now, and we met on Tinder. You never know. Stay well. Bye.